Causes of the American Revolution and Revolutionary War test. Number 1. What did the Proclamation Act of 1763 do? A. Stop colonists from settling west of the Appalachian Mountains. C. Gave the Great Lakes to Canada. Or D. Banned trading with Native American Indians. Number 2. Which factor most contributed to the creation of the documents in this list? A. The opportunity for trade with American Indians. B. The distance of the colonies from Great Britain. C. The doctrine of the Church of England. Number 3. Who wanted restrictions and taxes on the colonists, such as the Proclamation of 1763, Sugar Act, and Stamp Act? A. King George III. B. George Washington. C. Samuel Adams. Number 4. The act excerpted above was passed by the British Parliament in order to pay A. The cost of maintaining British soldiers in the colonies. B. A profit for the British government for establishing the colonies. C. The costs of operating royal courts of law in the colonies. Number 5. Historians believe that the system of mercantilism was bad for the colonists because A. Colonists must buy and sell goods with England only. C. The colonies could not be successfully defended from the French. D. Britain's earliest navigation acts were impossible to enforce. Number 6. Many colonists believed that the British taxes were unfair because A. Taxes were higher in some colonies than in others. B. Colonists were asked to pay higher taxes than those paid by people in England. Or C. The colonists had no representation in Parliament. Number 7. Which best describes George Washington's winter at Valley Forge in 1777 through 1778? A. Washington spent the winter there to wait for help from the French. C. Washington used the winter to launch surprise attacks against the British. D. Washington used the winter to train and discipline his soldiers. Number 8. What do each of the examples in the diagram show? A. Civil disobedience. B. Judicial review. Or D. States' rights. Number 9. Where on the timeline would you place the writing of the Declaration of Independence? A. Before the Stamp Act in 1765. C. Between the Boston Tea Party and the fighting breaks out at Concord in 1774. Or D. Following Thomas Paine's publishing of the Common Sense in 1776. Number 10. Which describes one thing Thomas Jefferson did to help the American Revolution? B. He was the main author of the Declaration of Independence. C. He commanded troops at the Battle of Saratoga. D. He spent the winter with George Washington at Valley Forge. Number 11. Who wrote the pamphlet Common Sense? B. Thomas Paine. C. James Armstead. Or D. John Hancock. Number 12. What is the reason for the Boston Tea Party as shown above? B. American Indians were attacking the port of Boston. C. Colonists were against the taxes on tea. D. American Indians were often hired to work on cargo ships. Number 13. Which is the best definition of an unalienable right? A. Rights the government cannot take away. B. A valuable privilege that is enjoyed by a particular social group. D. Any activity that encourages private citizens to participate in government. Number 14. Which best explains the importance of the Battle of Yorktown? A. was the last battle where the American and the French troops cut off the British by land and sea? B. The British were able to divide the colonies into two halves. C. The French were persuaded by the victory to lend support to the American cause. Number 15. What was the importance of the American victory at Saratoga? A. Was the turning point and they won support of the French. B. They were able to retake New York City and capture a large British army. D. John Paul Jones was able to escape from the British Royal Navy. Which of the following describes Marquis de Lafayette? B. He led a boycott against the British. C. He was French and helped train American soldiers of the Continental Army. Or D. He became the first double spy in the American Revolution. Number 17. Use these two newspaper articles in your knowledge of social studies to answer question 19. Or to answer question 17, it should be. This is question 17. These two accounts relate to the firing of the first shots of the American Revolution at Lexington, Massachusetts. Based on these accounts, what was the conclusion? What conclusion can be drawn? A. American militiamen fired the first shots at Lexington. B. The British fired the first shots of the American Revolution. Or D. The point of view of the winter may lead to some bias in this account. Number 18. Which of these is a grievance from the Declaration of Independence? A. Colonists born in America were prohibited from holding elected office. B. Colonists were forced to quarter troops in their homes. D. Colonists were required to serve a year in the colony's militia. Number 19. Which of the following was an important effect of the Treaty of Paris in 1783? A. Canada and the Ohio River Valley were returned to France. B. America won and gained control of all land from Atlantic Ocean to the Mississippi River. Or D. The Americans agreed to grant citizenship rights to the Native Americans. Number 20. Which set of events from the American Revolutionary War is listed in chronological order?